Pope Leo XIV urges civic leaders to serve the common good through gospel values. Lilongwe City Council to shut down Waka Waka Market over licensing and safety concerns. Stakeholders to buy after Trump warning. We do have the details of this and more. Do stay with us. During an audience with the Illinois Municipal League at the Vatican on Monday of the Holy Week, Pope Leo XIV emphasized that gospel values can guide city governance to benefit the most vulnerable and promote the common good. Reflecting on the day, sometimes referred to as Authority Monday, the Holy Father recalled Christ's cleansing of the temple, noting that through the Paschal mystery, even the most challenging circumstances can be transformed by the power of love. We have a EWTN report read by Charity Chilanga.
The pontiff described the resurrection of Jesus as the ultimate source of hope for all believers, affirming that while suffering cannot be avoided, it can hold a redemptive meaning that restores dignity and opens the door to new life. He further noted that Christ's victory over death reveals that the true nature of authority is rooted in service and obedience to God's will, bringing lasting peace and hope to humanity. Addressing members of the Illinois Municipal League, the Pope encouraged them to be attentive to the needs of the weakest and most vulnerable, urging them to promote integral human development within their communities. Drawing inspiration from Giorgio Lapera, the former mayor of Florence, he called on civic leaders to alleviate suffering through both compassionate action and lawful measures. The Holy Father stressed that every individual's dignity must be upheld, noting that municipalities are not anonymous entities, but communities rich with human stories that must be valued and protected. He also urged the leaders to listen to the poor, migrants, and all those in the margins, emphasizing that such attention fosters genuine encounter and enables every person to flourish. Concluding his address, the pontiff reminded the leaders that those who exercise authority are servants of God and entrusted them to the intercession of Frances Xavier Cabrini, known for her dedication to the vulnerable.
Lilongwe Archdiocese Auxiliary Bishop His Lordship Vincent Mokwawa has called on priests to remain committed to their sacred mission of serving God through evangelization. Bishop Mokwawa made the remarks during Christmas at Maula Cathedral, a significant liturgical celebration in the Catholic Church calendar that brings together Craig from across the Archdiocese. Patrick Pupa has more in this report.
In his homily, Bishop Mokwawa emphasized the importance of dedication, humility, and perseverance in priestly ministry. He encouraged the priests to continue spreading the gospel, reminding them of their vital role in strengthening of the faithful and guiding communities in spiritual growth. The bishop further highlighted that the priesthood is a calling rooted in service, urging clergy to remain steadfast in their commitment despite challenges they may encounter in their ministry.
On this day when we are celebrating the priesthood and the sacrament of the Eucharist, on the day we bless holy oils, I have encouraged the faithful to love Jesus Christ in the Eucharist, because He is the center of our faith and our life. The church is moving over Jesus Christ, and also the priests that are serving them, they serve them as a representative of Christ, but also they give them the Eucharist, who is Christ. So I've encouraged them to love the Eucharist through Mass and the proper reception of the Holy Eucharist with a lot of dignity and reverence.
A key moment of the Christmas was the renewal of priestly promises, where priests reaffirmed their commitment to their vocation. This act symbolizes their continued dedication to serving God and the Church, as well as their unity with the bishop. The Christmas also includes the blessing of the holy oils used in sacraments such as baptism, confirmation, and anointing of the sick, underscoring the unity and mission of the Church. The celebration at Maula Cathedral drew a large gathering of priests, religious members, and lay faithful, reflecting the importance of the occasion in the life of Catholic Church in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe.
The Lilongwe City Council has ordered the closure of Waka Waka Market effective midnight March 31st after declining to renew its operating license due to unresolved compliance issues and safety concerns. The City Council authorities say the market, located within a road reserve, is operating illegally and must cease operations immediately. According to Lilongwe City Council CEO Clement Stambuli, the Council's decision follows prolonged engagement with the property owner who failed to address key requirements despite being given ample notice since 2023. Gift Kalunga has more in this report.
Lilongwe City Council Chief Executive Officer Clement Stambuli said the council has no direct contractual relationship with the vendors operating at Waka Waka Market, stressing that all obligations lie with the property owner. He noted that it is the responsibility of the owner to communicate with and manage the traders occupying the premises. He added that the owner was repeatedly engaged by the council and advised to take necessary steps in line with agreed conditions but failed to act within the given time frame. Stambuli indicated that the lack of compliance left the council with limited options in handling the matter. Stambuli also pointed out that authorities are working towards ensuring order and proper planning in trading spaces across the city. He said the council is considering structured alternatives that will promote better sanitation and organized business operations for vendors.
I simply wanted to reiterate that from midnight today, the 31st of March, we'll be closing Waka Waka Market, and they are due for the renewal of their license tomorrow, the 1st of April, and the council is not renewing the license. So from tomorrow, they do not have mandate to operate that market.
Meanwhile, the Lilongwe City Council has directed all vendors operating at Waka Waka Market to relocate to Bypass Market and Area 24 Market. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Gift Kalunga.
Stakeholders have intensified calls for the development of standardized Chichewa terminology on disability, citing inconsistencies in language as a major barrier to accurate and respectful media reporting. The concerns were raised during a media training session organized by Human Rights of Women and Girls with Disabilities in Lilongwe, where journalists acknowledged gaps in how disability issues are communicated to the public. Project lead for the Empower Her project, Bridget Piri, said the organization recognized gaps in how disability issues were being reported, including the use of inappropriate language and lack of in-depth coverage. Tandon Zmara has filed this report.
The training brought together journalists from various media houses and focused on improving communication and reporting on disability, particularly in areas affecting women and girls. Speaking during the training, Perry noted that while most disability-related terms are available in English, there is no uniform way of expressing them in Chichewa, Malawi's widely spoken language, leading to inconsistent and sometimes offensive reporting. She said the proposed handbook would serve as a practical tool for journalists, providing clear and respectful Chichewa translations for commonly used disability-related terms, including those describing visual, hearing, and physical impairments.
Implementing our 2026 to 2029 activities, we hope for the best that the media will be able to help us disseminate the relevant information and report and communicate appropriately to our coverage.
One of the participants, Joseph Mazizi, a reporter for Capital FM Radio, stressed the urgency of addressing the gap. Mazizi added that the absence of a common reference point has resulted in journalists using different terms to describe the same conditions, undermining clarity and sensitivity in reporting.
Have something like standard word to be used. So it is indeed important to have something like a handbook that we can be referring to if we want to write any story to do with disability.
The Empower Her project, which is being implemented in Area 23, Gauma, and Senti in Nilongwe, focuses on promoting access to sexual and reproductive health services and combating gender-based violence among women and girls with disabilities. Following its pilot phase from 2024 to 2025, the project has been extended to 2029 with increased emphasis on stakeholder engagement, including collaboration with media practitioners. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Tandiwe Msumara.
You are still watching news on Luntha television with me, Fales Jezombe. Before we proceed, another look at the headlines. Pope Leo XIV urges civic leaders to serve the common good through gospel values. Lilongwe City Council to shut down Waka Waka Market over licensing and safety concerns. Stakeholders call for standardized visual disability terminology to improve media reporting. And in other news, Iran sets giant oil tanker ablaze off Dubai after Trump warning. Moving forward, the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development says it is committed to ensuring that Malawians live in decent and conducive houses across the country. The remarks were made in Parliament during the deliberations on housing, where Minister Chimwemwe Chipungu outlined measures aimed at improving the management and condition of public houses. Emmanuel Chuocha has filed this report.
In an interview with Luntha, Chipungu said many Malawians prefer Malawi Housing Corporation (MHC) houses because they are affordable, a development that has significantly increased demand for such units. He, however, noted that MHC is failing to meet the current demand due to limited housing stock, putting pressure on the existing units. The minister disclosed that the ministry manages about 224 houses, while MHC owns 6,041 houses. He added that the corporation is struggling to maintain the houses due to low rental fees and high levels of rental arrears among tenants.
First of all, we have so many challenges. One, keep on not paying the rentals in good time. Secondly, the houses that we have, they are in bad shape, and also the demand is high. Most of the citizens would prefer to go into our houses just because the prices, the rentals are manageable. But as I've said, looking at the current market demand, we cannot be able to finish or rehabilitate these houses to be habitable.
As a result, government has approved a 65% increase in rentals effective 31st April 2026 to enable MHC to carry out maintenance works and construct more houses. Meanwhile, the leader of opposition, Simplex Chichora has crushed the decision by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development of rental increment, saying it is too much. Malawians are already paying too much tax.
As I said in the House, the increment, rental increment that has been imposed is very huge. It is a hike that will definitely affect many Malawians. Remember that they have raised to 65% in low density and 30% or thereabout in the high density.
The Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has emphasized that the rentals adjustment is a necessary step towards ensuring sustainability of the public housing and improving living conditions for Malawians. For Luntha News, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
Balaka Police Station has been commended for maintaining a cordial relationship with communities on security matters. Director of Community Policing in the Malawi Police Service, Jacqueline De Silva Kainja, made the remarks while attending the 2024-2025 Station Executive Committee meeting in the district. Andrew Nandolo has filed this report.
Kainja, who is also the Deputy Commissioner of Police, said Station Executive Committee meetings are crucial for effective community policing. She noted that community members in the SEC serve as a bridge between the police and the public and provide key advice on security issues.
Station Executive Committee meetings are very crucial at district level because every police station in the Malawi Police Service is supposed to have a Station Executive Committee. This is a committee that is comprised of civilians, and these are people who work together with the police officers in their various police stations. These executive committees are very, very crucial as they operate as bridges between the police in the district and members of the community.
In his remarks, Assistant Commissioner of Police and Balaka Police Officer in Charge, Calvin Maigwa, said the police conduct routine meetings to ensure active collaboration with communities. He emphasized that public trust is essential for community policing and the enhancement of security.
The relationship between the members of the community out there and our staff of Balaka Police Station, the relationship is just very, very good. There is much trust between us, police, and them. I can also confirm that we normally meet frequently whenever they have issues with us on how best or how they expect us to perform as police, or whenever we have issues to talk to them on what we expect from them. We normally meet and we always try our best to come up with strategies that will put the security levels of the district at a higher level. So the relationship is just that beautiful.
Speaking on behalf of SEC Chairperson, Charles Sneta said Balaka is performing well by working with the traditional and faith leaders as well as other community structures to strengthen security.
As Balaka, we're doing our best as far as police and community policing is concerned. We are doing the best, and we are actually making sure that we should be everywhere. That's why we're involving chiefs and these are other structures at a local level so that security is enhanced.
The Station Executive Committee meeting was sponsored by NBS, Standard and FDH Banks, SACCO, Lindian Mining and Portland Cement Companies, and Nakala Logistics, who also donated reflectors to some communities. Reporting from Balaka, this is Andrew Nandolo.
A large oil tanker was set ablaze off the coast of Dubai on Tuesday after being struck in an apparent Iranian attack, raising tensions in the Gulf following warnings from US President Donald Trump, according to Reuters. Shipping sources told Reuters that the vessel, carrying crude oil through one of the world's busiest maritime routes, caught fire after being hit by what is believed to be a drone or a missile. We have a Reuters news report read by Charity Chilanga.
The incident occurred near key international shipping lanes, prompting immediate concern among global energy markets. Authorities confirmed that all crew members aboard the tanker were safe and accounted for, with no immediate reports of casualties. Emergency response teams were deployed quickly to contain the fire and prevent further damage to the vessel. Iran has not officially confirmed the direct responsibility, but suggested the strike may have been aimed at a different target, reportedly linked to Israeli interests. The situation remains unclear as investigations continue into the exact circumstances of the attack. The incident follows recent remarks by Trump, who warned that the United States could take severe action against Iran if it disrupts shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical route for global oil supplies. Analysts say the attack underscores rising risks to maritime security in the Gulf, where tensions between Iran, the United States, and its allies have escalated in recent weeks. Any disruption in the area is closely watched due to its impact on global oil flows. Oil prices reacted swiftly to the news, climbing amid fears of supply instability. Market participants warned that further escalation could have significant consequences for global energy markets and regional security.
That's about what we had time for in this edition of the news. Before we leave you, another look at the headlines. Pope Leo XIV urges civic leaders to serve the common good through gospel values. Lilongwe City Council to shut down Waka Waka Market over licensing and safety concerns. Stakeholders call for standardized visual disability terminology to improve media reporting. And in other news, Iran sets giant oil tanker ablaze off Dubai after Trump warning. I have been Fales Jizombe. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Keep it Luntha TV.